and welcome to It's Time to Talk. My name is Anthony.
And I'm Andrew.
Today we have a special guest with us today, DJ K.
How's it going?
Very good. How about you?
Good.
So, you're a DJ.
I am.
Now, did you go to school for being a DJ?
Not really. I didn't go to an actual school. I got kind of started while I was at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, went online and found a job working for an entertainment company out of Lexington, Mass, called Groove Entertainment, and kind of started working for them in exchange for knowledge of kind of how to DJ and beat matching and everything that goes along with that, and kind of took off and got started from there.
Now, is that where you learned how to DJ?
It is where I learned how to DJ. That's the kind of the first step in a two-step program, I guess I'm calling it. The first step was starting to learn about all the equipment, who I learned from, my time working at Groove Entertainment, and then kind of after that, I was DJing at a bar in the Methuen area, and met up with a guy called DJ Spindler, who's DJ'd all over. He's done Paris, all over the United States.
Wow.
Excuse me, yeah. And he was kind of really my mentor in getting me started and learning like the old vinyl turntables in the old school way.
So how long have you been DJing for?
I've been DJing for just about 6 years now.
6 years. Do you think it was a very good 6 years?
It's been a very fun 6 years.
Very fun 6 years?
It's definitely had its ups and downs. With anything starting my own business has been kind of a very big step that I've taken, kind of a life step that I've taken, which there's a lot of things that come along with that, as well as, just the everyday ups and downs of, kind of being in an industry that there really isn't a major for it. There really isn't, a program out there, right there. It's a lot of like underground, kind of an underground industry at the moment.
What would you say your favorite moment in those 6 years of DJing was? Keep it limited.
There's definitely been, a top three of my three favorite. I guess would probably be I DJ'd for it was a Jimmy Fund fundraiser out in Western Mass, and there was over 3,000 people there, and that's the most people I've ever DJ'd to. Kind of, and performing for that amount of people is definitely
a lot of people.
Overwhelming, definitely overwhelming, but it was definitely just an adrenaline rush that, I hope to find again someday.
So what made you want to become a DJ?
To be honest, I didn't really have one thing that said, okay, I'm going to go out and be a DJ. It was kind of a job that fell into my hands at a certain place, right time of my life, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with having the control over a crowd and, being able to manipulate how they're going to move and dance by the song and the music, style of music that you're playing. But that's really kind of what keeps me going and what, motivates me to keep DJing week to week.
What kind of events do you usually do? And if you don't mind describing how you set up for some of this or something.
Definitely. A lot of right now my week-to-week stuff every week. I'm doing every Friday night at the Village Smokehouse in Lowell. We're going to be starting up Wednesday nights there as well. I was doing every Thursday night at a bar in Salem, Massachusetts as well. Apart from club residencies, I usually do bar and bat mitzvahs working for a company called Siegel Productions, and those are generally every Saturday and Sunday. Working for Siegel out of Newton, Mass. And apart from that, on my own, I do a lot of weddings, graduation parties, anniversary parties, anything where a DJ is going to be needed. We have, DJs and MCs and dancers and anything you may need to put on whatever kind of event that you would like to have.
So usually you're out traveling a lot. You're all over the place.
I'm definitely traveling a lot. Just not this past summer, but the summer prior, I was down in North Carolina doing some events. I was down in weddings down there. I've done, birthday parties in New Hampshire, as far north as Maine. Branching out as far about Western Mass. Haven't gotten too far out west way yet, but definitely have done just about the whole northern half of the eastern seaboard.
So would you say North Carolina was like the farthest that you've gone?
North Carolina was definitely the farthest so far.
Do you have a favorite location that you like to go to, or?
I don't really have a favorite location that I like to go to, but I definitely like to go everywhere and see, wherever I can get and let DJing take me, as far as it'll take me.
Awesome.
So, DJing can be kind of a crazy lifestyle. I mean, how do you handle the different hours and stuff like that?
It's definitely a lifestyle that's hard to handle. It's kind of like a wild bull ride at sometimes. One thing that was definitely tricky, especially you know, getting started was you do have to adjust your sleep schedule. Everyone kind of thinks that you get up, you work a 9 to 5, and you come home and you sleep your 8 hours and you're back up to be ready to work at 7 o'clock the next morning, and it's just not like that for DJing. It was very, very tough to get started and kind of altering your sleep schedule. You know, now it's kind of like I'll wake up around noontime, which seems absurd, but, you know, at the same time, when I'm getting home from work and getting home from, you know, the clubs and DJing at 3 a.m., 3 a.m., 8 hours plus your 3 a.m. is 11 noon. So my parents weren't too thrilled about that when they started sleeping in all the time. But apart from the whole sleep thing, it's definitely a crazy lifestyle. You definitely have to watch yourself, know who your friends are, know what type of scenarios you're putting yourself into. A lot of clubs and nightlife, you know, you're dealing with alcohol and drugs and people around you, and, you know, you never know what mood someone like that may get in. I've had, you know, people attempt to spill drinks on my equipment in the middle of a night, or if you don't want to play their request or something like that. There's definitely scenarios that are unpleasant to be in.
Now, on the note of the equipment, if you don't mind me asking, how much is like a piece of equipment, or what's included in equipment?
Equipment is kind of all over the place as far as cost. There's, you know, different styles of setups right now. Digital equipment is most cost effective. No one's really DJing on vinyl anymore. They'll use vinyl turntables, but programs like Serato and Tractor have, you know, auxiliary vinyl records, fake vinyl records, basically, that will control the programs. Roughly, to do a vinyl setup now is kind of outdated, just because you have to buy all your vinyl records and whatnot, and keeping up with all the top 40 is a lot. To do a digital setup, it's cheaper, it's more cost effective. Your turntable decks, for sake of conversation, the ones I have right now, the Newmark NS7s I picked up when they came out for $1,400, came with the effects board with it, but that does not include any cases or any of your wires or your laptop to hold all your music, which is another cost.
Everything's separate.
Yeah, I mean, you figure I've got, just on my laptop I take with me to events alone, I've got 30,000 songs. On top of that, I've got a 2 terabyte external hard drive full of about another 60,000 songs. So there's definitely a lot of music out there to get. It's a lot of investing money and a lot of time, more than money in anything. It's a lot of time.
Now, would you say disc jockeys have a certain like style, like different, like do they have different styles, I guess?
Definitely. I mean, a lot of people, there's really, to break it down the middle, there's 2 different styles of DJing. There's club DJing and there's mobile DJing. Mobile DJing is doing your weddings and your bar bat mitzvahs, your birthday parties, graduation parties, things of that sort. And with that, you know, there's a lot more equipment to invest in. You're going to have lighting and speaker systems and, you know, all of that for yourself, so you can provide that for the client. And then with club DJing, it's a lot of just setting up and plugging in and playing to a specific type of crowd. And where it gets into what kind of style of DJ you are can really be, some people don't have the music knowledge, you know, to be a mobile DJ, where you have to know music for the grandkids as well as the grandparents. Whereas club DJing, especially right now in these times where all the EDM and the house music's so big, it's a lot of knowing, you know, certain tracks in one style of music, like house music, electro house, dubstep, trap, things like that. So,
do you like DJing like a certain genre, or do you tend to find yourself jumping around a lot?
I tend to find myself jumping around a lot, because I don't limit myself to club DJing versus mobile DJing. I do both. It creates the ability to work straight throughout the year, as the 2 different styles generally have 2 different seasons almost, you know, to them. So I try to stay as open, learn about music as it comes out, every new style of music that's come out, you know, since, you know, the indie pop punk right up now through to, you know, all the new kind of trap, moombahton, things like that coming out.
You just go from everywhere.
Yep, you just got to stay on top of it.
Now, I'd like camera 1 to zoom in for a second. Andrew has painted a nice portrait of a person DJing. Can camera 1 just zoom in right in on that?
You
see that?
Self-portraits right there.
He only has one. He has like half an arm, but I drew a picture.
There we go. I think you caught him mid sketch there.
It was I was mid drawing your computer when he took it away from me.
Now, demonstrate on this clipboard, if you can, some of the moves that actually involves DJing.
Some of them.
Because I know there's a lot of scratches.
There's hand movements.
There's definitely scratching. there's actually, with scratching, there is an entire kind of alphabet and language that goes along with that.
Yes.
Which is a lot to do with, you know, your crossfader and, you know, different things that we may not have right here at our exposure right now. So
that's fine. Andrew, do you have any?
No, there's Google Maps on the back of that.
All right.
Well, before we go back to, I mean, you were talking about like your parents and the sleep schedule before that. Like, I mean, how do they like this, and what do they think about this lifestyle?
I'll give it to you in a 1, 2, 3, a beginning, middle, end. In the beginning, they hated it. They thought I was crazy. They told me I needed to go and, you know, work a 9 to 5, get a degree, get, you know, myself a steady job and work towards retirement, basically. And I wanted to follow my passion of music, and that's really what keeps me going and whatnot. So in the beginning, they were not happy with it, but I went along and did their thing, applied to college, went to school for a year. And then from that 1 year of college, went to the broadcasting school. Once I kind of made waves towards bridging that gap, they started to see that this is potentially something that could, you know, be a full-time career, be something that I could make money at and live off of. And now that it's been just about 6 years down the line, I've had my own company for about 2 years now. They're starting to see that, you know, this is something that, you know, I've worked towards and I've put effort forth to, and it's starting to pay off. So they're a lot happier about it now that I'm moved out of their house. That, you know, they're a lot happier about it now.
Is there anything you'd like to add about your company? I mean,
if you guys are looking for events, check out 234ENT@gmail. My name's Kenny. You can email me there. 234 Entertainment. They call me DJ K-Mo Fre. You can find me every Friday night at the Village Smokehouse in Lowell. Every Wednesday night we'll be starting up there in about a month as well. And that's pretty much it.
All right, and Andrew's going to take our It's Time to Talk sign off. Thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you very much.
Andrew's going to go ahead.
So thanks for watching, guys. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/WPMC It's Time to Talk, or on YouTube at youtube.com/WPMC ITT.
See, it's not as easy as you thought it was.
I forgot what website I was talking about.
Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time.